I'm Aileen from Intercom in sunny Cape Town. About a year ago, I spoke to Rolf about the FSSC version 5 changes. And now once again, FSSC has changed to version 5.1. So today I will be discussing these changes with Rolf once again. So Rolf, FSSC has changed once again, this time to version 5.1. One can't stay ahead these days, can you?
Yeah, it changed in November 20 to version 5.1, and you're right, it's like happiness. You can never really get there. It's an ever-changing goal. Yeah, it's part of life.
So it feels as if these changes happen every year. Just a year ago we had version 5 and now already it's 5.1. So why does it change, and why does it change so often?
It's because the FSSC belongs to the GFSI, Global Food Safety Initiative, and they have benchmarking guidelines. And as the legislation changes, as incidents happen, as trends happen, they update these standards. And that reflects down to the system. So it's not only FSSC, but all audit schemes on the same boat, so they do change. It's one of those things.
Yeah, and food safety and science, it's ever changing. Yeah.
Correct.
So can you tell us in short, what exactly are these changes in version 5.1?
All right, so to explain that, let's just look at my timeline here. So it all started in 2009 when it was version 1, and then it evolved till issue number 4 in 2017. The main change there was food fraud. All right. 4.1, 5 was a major change because they came in ISO 22018. It used to be the ISO 22005, now it's 18. Now the main change is food safety culture is the one main change. And in this whole process, when these things change are the additional requirements. So they changed.
So what do you mean additional requirements? Can you give some examples of those?
Right, so the additional requirements, FSSC recognizes that the two standards underpinning the standard, ISO 22000 and ISO 22002 prerequisites, don't fully meet all the GFSI requirements. So they need to supplement that with a few additional requirements. So that's things like services, controlling your service providers, labeling, food defense, food fraud is one of them, logo, the use of the FSSC logo, environmental management, allergens, transport now got added sort of in version 5. So yeah, that would be one as well.
So which additional requirements have changed?
Okay, the new ones that were added now in version 5.1 are storage and warehousing, and there important is your stock rotation, FIFO systems and those kind of things. Hazard control, and they're pinpointing two there. The one is functional packaging, so modified atmosphere packaging, if you're adding CO2 to your food, or vacuum packing, and then animal welfare, lairages and so on of animals, evisceration control, those kind of things, a lot of risks happening there. So just re-looking, if you're in that industry, looking at your CCPs and your hazard plan on those kind of aspects. Next one, PRP verification. So that's long overdue. I've been a PRP auditor for 20 years. Now they're realizing that PRPs need to be audited and verified properly. So that's new. R&D, product development, makes sense. I mean, you can't develop a new product then as an afterthought decide you're going to do food safety. So that's new. Health status of workers. Just a reminder that all workers must be and not transmit their diseases to the food. Multi-site certification, if you've got multiple sites over various companies, the rules around that. A lot of companies have got loopholes, and they know they would certify one site and use the certificate for the other site. Those kind of loopholes are now closed in these additional requirements. And then remote audits. With COVID-19, the reality is sometimes you have to do remote audits. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I need to see the body language and the real issues, but remote audits are a valid way of auditing now according to the additional requirements. Okay, so that's it. This sort of sums up where we are. So it's a few Additional requirement changes. It used to be 8 additional requirements, then it was 9, and now it's 15. So that's the one that's growing. With that, the food safety culture.
So with food safety culture, it's definitely been a buzzword, I feel, the past year or so. So where does that exactly fit in?
Right, so food safety culture, belief of food safety, that floor worker packing the food must believe in the food safety and act accordingly. It's not something you implement. It's a management style. It's communication. It's those kind of things. So what the FSSC is saying is it's not a checklist that you go and implement. What they're saying is in the standards, in the ISO 2018 standard, there's lots of elements of culture already built in, and to re-emphasize those things and get those right. So what basically will happen, the auditor will just focus more on clause 5, which is leadership, communication, continuous improvement, those kind of things. Yeah, so that's the viewpoint on that one.
Okay, so to clarify, must companies implement a documented food safety culture program or not?
It's like I said, it's already there. But, I would say the main thing is a mind shift change. The managers tend to put food safety in a silo and give it to one department to manage. The mind shift change should be to come up with a strategy. So to answer your question, yes, a strategy is needed where top management says, how are we going to get our people to believe in food safety? Through education, through leadership, getting the supervisors to a more advanced level of leading, understanding people how to lead. How are we going to communicate? Our values as a company. Is food safety a value in our company? How do we make everybody believe that every day? So definitely a strategy is needed and to comply with the requirements.
Thanks, Rolf. And I must say, sure, I agree with what you said earlier. And food safety is really like happiness. You are really never there. But I must say, Intercom can certainly help you on this journey.
Thanks very much. And yeah, I've got a course. I'll explain it nicely with some practical examples. See you there.